Hello and welcome to the first vlog of 2017 and Happy New Year to you. And today is Blue Monday, allegedly one of the Blue Mondays, and that is why I'm still in bed, because I'm just not in the humour, to be getting up and going over to the daddy and all of that. But I'll have to, because we have to do our stuff, don't we? Anyway, so I hope you had a pleasant festive season and that you didn't fall out terribly with anyone. And I will tell you, mine was very nice because I didn't do anything that involved my family. Not that I've anything against them. I went for my walk with himself and Posh Kate and Posh Malcolm, and we had sangers, not even turkey sangers, by the waterfall in the Devil's Glen. And then the next day himself went away to Kenya, and he was going for 2 weeks, which is the longest he's ever been. And I was worried, and annoyed, and because I'm working round the clock like a dog, very hard, all of them things, like a Trojan, and so he arrives. Oh yeah, and so you see, there was nobody to cook for me or anything like that, but luckily Katrina and Sean were here, and they had plans to have kind of intimate one-on-one things with all the various siblings during their week, and so, like, the day that himself left, Katrina and Sean were going over to the Praggers, and they had it all lovely, and the table set for 6 and everything, and the candles and the 6 place settings and the 6 glasses and all of that. And then I just show up, and then I have to be shoehorned in, and I have to get another chair from like one of the plastic garden chairs and sit in there. And then the next night they were going with old woman and old man down to the local restaurant in Monkstown, Sea Point, and lo and behold, don't I show up, and then they have to again, get a chair from one of the other tables and everything. And so in that way I managed to get fed for several days, which was nice. But anyway, he landed in Nairobi, and that was grand. But then we spoke the next day, and this is always my worry when he goes away on yokes. I say, how many are in your group? And normally there'd be about 6 and the guide, and he goes 3 including the guide, and the line was very bad because he was up country somewhere in the mountains bit already. And I said, and are there any women in your group? And he said, yeah. And I said, oh shite. And he goes, the guide. And I'm thinking, oh no, that's my very worst scenario. Now, he is a very good himself, and he doesn't give me any reason for worry in that, like, he doesn't be giving other ladies the glad eye. Not that I'm aware of anyway. But I thought, because for me, the other woman is the mountains. And I thought, oh no, him and this lithe lady mountaineer, they'll be there, chipping their things into the rock and all, and they'll be smiling, and they'll be safe, they'll be keeping each other safe on the rope and all, and she'll be all with muscles and drinking the queer protein drinks and able for the hardship and for the sleeping in the perishing conditions and eating the unpleasant food and all. And I thought, I'm done for. He's going to fall in love with her and the mountains and the whole package and the Kenyaness, and he'll stay there and he'll set up a business and, guiding people around the mountains and everything. And that's it. He's never coming back. And I really felt it, So there I was on like the 27th, the 28th of December. I was Googling personal assistants, and I was thinking, oh God, it's going to be so hard because he has the system set up down there, and how I don't even understand it. How am I going to explain it to the new personal assistant? Then I thought, I'm going to need some sort of housekeeper, because I can't be showing up at family things every day of the week, because Katrina and Sean will be gone back to New York. And so then I thought, no, but I'd be mortified having a housekeeper. Then I thought, well, there's Deliveroo, of course. So I went a bit mental. I mean, no change there. So I went over to old woman, and I told her my woes, and she said, and she's very wise, and this is how she talks. She said, well, Marian, if he didn't leave you when you were mad at the head, he's hardly likely to leave you now. And that's true. I mean, she goes, he could have run off and nobody would have blamed him. Sure, you You were mad in the head and unbearable and no one could stick you. And that was all true. So anyway, he didn't not come back. In fact, he came back and he's here filming the thing. And in fact, he came back early, but not because that I put oh, you see, and that was another thing. We couldn't talk because he was off the grid, you know, and up the hill. And so I had like a week and more of anxiety. And Mum also said, but the other lad might get off with your one and himself will stay loyal to you, faithful to you. So I thought, okay, maybe the other lad. And I had gleaned that the other lad was a French-Canadian lad. And I thought, oh, French-Canadian, yeah, you know, French, you know. Yes, I know, racial stereotyping, I know. Anyway, so he comes back, and he comes back early, which is lovely. And we're chatting away, and it's great because he's here and all. And I said, so tell us about the French-Canadian lad. And then he goes, I didn't dare tell you, he says. But the French-Canadian lad was also a lady. So he was off up the hill with two women's sleeping in little huts, the three of them. Oh yeah. Anyway, the thing is, he says that he can't bear that I don't trust him. And it's not that I don't trust him. It's that I don't trust anyone. I feel like we're all subjected to forces that we're not really able to control or explain. You know, that like fundamentally we're animals and we know we're dying and we know that like we have to live every second of our lives and that we only use, I don't know, 10% of our brains consciously, and there's all these other stuff going on underneath us that, you know, people do stuff. But anyway, he's here, aren't you? He's nodding. I think he is, it looks like him. So, right, look at New Year's resolutions. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Life is hard enough and we're all doing our best. And if there's one thing that makes you really miserable about yourself, you could change it if you thought it would make you happier. But like I see people saying, God, I really need to cut out coffee. I'm thinking, coffee? The love of God, you could be on heroin. Would you cop on? You know, we have to take our little treats where we can get them. That's my advice. I think we're all doing our best all the time. We're not bad people. That's my take on it. Now, a quick word about the Irish Dancing with the Stars, which started last night. Now look it's the slowness of it that I can't take. It's just agonisingly slow. It was on for 2 hours and there were only 5 dances, and the dances are 90 seconds long. So like, that's an awful lot of build up for 1.5 minutes of hijinks. Do you know what I mean? Is not good. And that bloody ad telling us that we could win a trip to the New Yorks. I thought that was only going to be on once. It was on like 4,000 times. Like that filled a good 8 hours of the 2-hour show. That would be my advice, you know, if they want to kind of keep people watching. Tighten it up, lads. Tighten it up, you know. Because I am patriotic. I love Ireland. I love Irish things and I love Strictly. You know, there's a lot to hook me. Apart from the fact, of course, that they snubbed me. Which, let's not forget, because I am the champion grudge holder. Oh yeah. That's not why I'm giving out about it. Anyway, look it's lovely to be back. Oh yeah, my book, I'll be finished by Friday. God willing, DV, all of them words. I worked like a dog when I wasn't tearing my hair out with worry, going over to Old Woman for advice, cruising the city, showing up at intimate family gatherings in order to get fed. Then I got the winter vomiting bug. But Carmel from Twitter brought me a load of lovely food, and Kate, Posh Kate, brought me out soup and juice and the Irish Times and lovely things. Right, goodbye. I will be on to you next Monday, where hopefully I will be able to wave a huge big sheaf of papers at you and go, "'Tis me book!" Have a nice week. Go easy. It's cold, we're poor, we're fat, we're hungry. Have that cup of coffee.